people. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. Jamaica has a big problem. That problem is crime. If we are going to solve this problem, it is going to be a collective effort, meaning all hands on deck. The residents, the citizens of Jamaica, the poor, everybody have to come together. It is going to be a coordinated effort. However, it seems as if there is no sort of respect as it pertains to people from the garrison and the poor, vice versa. So therefore, that is one of the major problems why crime cannot be solved, because if you don't respect somebody, you're not going to give them the pertinent information that can solve any sorts of crime. So therefore, there's a disconnect as it pertains to most residents from the garrison and the poor. Some of the time, it seems as if these poor, even though they are trained in the poor school, it seems as if when them come out, they forget everything that they've learned, or they just decide that, listen, me nah follow nothing. It seems as if the poor feel as if they are given basket to carry water. It seems as if the poor feel as if they are above the law, so therefore they can operate, do whatever they so choose, violate persons' civil rights, persons' human rights, and they don't think that it is a problem. And the problem is that whenever they do that, for the amount of complaints that have been launched through Indicom or the poor hierarchy, it seems as if them turn a blind eye. I am speaking about a couple of videos that I got of an incident that has taken place in our Old Harbor. Where in the video, and people, I am saying based on what I saw, putting into context based on just the video. That means me no know the underlying story. Me no know what led to the stop of some people, at least two men in a BMW, look like some sorts of M3 or some sorts of M5, one of them. However, watching all of these videos from different angles, me have to wonder, me have to ponder. Is this some sort of apartheid country that we're living in? It seems as if people that look just like you and I and don't look like the Matalan or the Issa. It seems as if whenever we get stopped or pulled over by the poor, the treatment is different. Disclaimer once again, I am going based on just this video. What I saw is that they pulled over a BMW. The driver was talking to the poor, and then an ex-poor was talking to the passenger of the vehicle. And this is based on persons in the video, the way that they were responding, that this man is not even driving or was not even driving the vehicle. He was talking to one officer. It did not seem as if he was resisting any sorts of arrest. Don't know what was being said. That was not audible. I could hear the people in the background that were making the noise, and I said, oh, the poor them wicked. Disclaimer once again. We understand there is a dislike for the poor. Whether it is justified, me not really know. Was it justified in the situation? Me not really know. Going by the video. So anyways, the passenger was talking to a poor. An ex-poor was at the back of that poor. He obviously was listening to whatever conversation was going on between that poor and the man. Don't know if the man was trying to resist any sorts of arrest. I did not notice that in the video. Don't know what was being said. Like me said, me couldn't hear. However, what I noticed and what was very clear or visible is that the other poor that was standing behind the poor that was questioning the passenger of the vehicle, he just walked up surprisingly raise him hand and clot the man cross him face. People, you ever hear a lick and it echo as if it in some sorts of cave? It echo and it vibrated. The man had fly off of the top of him head and fly upon the top of the vehicle upon the opposite side of the vehicle. So therefore, you know, because the man never moved, you could just hear the lick cross the man's face and the echo like some sorts of kettle drum or something. Some sorts of bass drum. Now people, after the man do that, he commenced to start doing the same thing or attempting to do the same thing again. And of course, anybody including you and I, if you are not biased and if you're not a pow tete and if you're not one of those brainwashed people on YouTube that believe that the pow cannot do anything wrong based on certain people want to listen to, then you would see exactly what I saw in this video. Now people, it is not as if when him box the man in his face that was not bad enough. The man responded as what you would do, your natural instinct, certain cuss word, and yes, him try to put up some sorts of resistance. Not going to say that him try to rush back the pow. However, it seems as if more like a defensive mode. It could have been some sorts of ATTACKING mode. Things was happening so fast. And then of course, the pow start to put it on him more till all somebody rifle drop. And then the other two pow that were there, them start to help or assist them other pow and they commence the BEAT down. Choke the man, drape up the man, push the man upon the ground and commence to start STOMPING the man while he was down. Now people, I don't know about you, but if somebody box in your face, punch in your mouth, or even SPIT on you, that is a sign that is degrading as any sort of human being, any sort of man with any sort of pride or any sort of dignity. People, like me say, me no know what causes stop. Me no know if these youths are criminals. Me no know none of that based on the video. A couple of them, some of them 45 seconds, some of them 30 seconds, some of them 1 minute and about 9 seconds or so. Different angles. However, if you listen and people, sometimes you cannot listen to the people that is on the street. It is like listening to the noise and not listening to the facts. It is always going to be taken out of context. However, like me say many times, just based upon the video, these pow, they are DEAD wrong. And I am going to tell you why they are DEAD wrong. One pow already seems as if he had the situation under control. There was no sorts of flare-up that was visible. Like me say, I couldn't hear where I go on. However, that other officer must have been hearing what was going on and him tell himself, say, listen, me no like how him sound. The boy sound like him want bad up the officer. Now people, if somebody is badding up the officer and they broke the rule and the law, all you had to do, put that person in handcuff, take him at the station and charge him officially. However, when you live as a big man and people, this man was bigger than the man him thick. Him look like some sorts of Brutus from Popeye. The man was much smaller than him. So therefore, it seems as if this man, not only having on the uniform, having the badge that he can hide behind, have the tool, him also have the brute force. Him come and clout the man in him face. While he was talking, hit him by surprise. It is what we call SUCKERPUNCH or clap in this way. Now, when him clout the youths, instead of his cronies, because that is what they are, when you leave from being a legal law-abiding pow that is supposed to serve and protect, and then you start act like a criminal, we have to label you as such. based on the video that I am seeing. Instead of they try to diffuse, de-escalate the situation, they make a bad situation that was calm get even worse. The whole of them start gang up on the man. It was the person that was looking on that was saying, what kind of FUCKRY this and people. That is how it looked from the naked eye, from somebody just seeing the situation at the point and putting it into context just based upon that. Them start to lick the man, choke the man, fling the man upon the ground and then start STOMP them. People, the only place that we see stuff like this is back in the days, back in America with all sorts of RACIST, or South Africa with all sorts of apart, you know me I talk about. This is not supposed to happen in Jamaica, especially when it is a man just like that man, probably came from the same background, come from some sorts of poor home, and then you're treating somebody just like you, your own brother, as if he is some sort of ANIMAL. How can you justify this on people? Like everything that I talk about, there's always going to be a set of people that don't have any sorts of brain, that is brainwashed, or better yet, BRAINDEAD, that is going to see the opposite side of it. But people like me say, when you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. You are easily influenced. You're easily swayed. I am going by the eye test, and the eye test tells me that this is DEAD wrong. However, we should not be surprised because, people, this is a very disturbing trend. When we look at the top of the stream, meaning your prime minister, your security minister, everybody turns a blind eye to the abuse of the POOR, or the people that are just like you and I. If you RICH and come from Uptown, Norbrook or Cherry Gardens, this would never ever happen. It has never happened. It will never happen. Not today, not tomorrow, not in the distant future. It not gonna happen because, people, it seems as if these popo seems as if them have strength for specific people, meaning the taximan. And the truth and the fact is that most of these taximen are reckless and irresponsible, so therefore 90%, 99% of them not good. However, the people that they violate is not always persons that are doing anything wrong. As it pertains to the poor, it is the same thing. 100% of the poor are always getting disrespected by the popo. And this is my disclaimer. A lot of times, some of these people are very disrespectful to the popo, so therefore the popo are doing stuff justified. However, people, in this case, I cannot see any sorts of justification. However, like me say, sometimes a lot of these youths are criminals. Sometimes the popo no more than meets the eye, so therefore them have a history. However, people, if you go by the protocol or the book or the law, if somebody is doing something criminal, then you lock up that person, you handcuff that person. You make sure that person is not going to do anything to violate you. You put that person at the back of the van or the back of the car and you take them out of jail and then you send it through the court. The court is supposed to deal with this. The popo is in no sorts of instance supposed to do anybody like that, unless, of course, they have justifiably means to defend themselves by all means necessary. It is as simple and clear as that. If you don't understand that, may God go with you. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.